Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It's July 8th, 2024, and John Laporta has delivered good news in regards to Nico Williams. Also, the club have finalized the agreement to sign Mamadou Mbacke. And finally, Barcelona have a difficult task of convincing Raphinha to join the Saudi League. We have a lot to discuss. So let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo and this is the Barca News, a live podcast which is on every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, where not only do I get to share Barcelona news with you, but I also get to interact with you lovely people in the chat section by reading your comments out loud, answering your questions, and getting that discussion going. For those of you who will be watching when the podcast ends, I will be putting timestamps in the description and chapters in the timeline in case you do want to skip through the discussion. Now, having said all of that, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. If you are looking for any Barcelona jerseys or merchandise, make sure you hit the kit bag. And if you are looking to place any sports bets, make sure you hit the Bet Us. Both links for kit bag and Bet Us are down below in the description. Now, let's begin with the news. By the way, I'm back home. As you can see, I'm back in my YouTube studio. I'm very excited. It kind of sucks live streaming with a laptop and a small camera. Officially back in my studio. I'm exhausted, by the way. I flew a red eye. I left Vegas at midnight, landed here at 7 a.m., went straight to work, worked all day. I'm exhausted. If I pass out live, don't worry, I'm fine. I have just fallen asleep. But anyways, let's dive right into the news because today was a busy day at the Ciudad Esportiva as Deco and Hansi Flick met today in order to finalize the squad planning for the 2024-2025 season. Now, as you know, the preseason is set to start on July 10th. That's 2 days from now. And despite that, Hansi Flick actually cut his vacation early. He arrived at Ciudad Esportiva on Friday. He wanted to get down to work. He met with Laporta. He met with other members of the board of directors. I made a video about it. If you don't know what was discussed, make sure you check it out. And well, today Hansi Flick met with Deco. Now, Deco was not present at the Ciudad Esportiva. He's still on vacation, so I imagine it was probably kind of like a Zoom meeting, something like that. But the German coach and Deco met in order to discuss the squad planning for the upcoming season. What signings can Barcelona complete? Of course, Barcelona are prioritizing two signings, Nico Williams for the left wing and someone for the midfield. But depending on how the club's finances go, depending how much financial fair play room they have on when they can close the Nike deal, when they can close the Barca Vision deal. They're saying that Barcelona might be able to sign even more players. So not just Nico Williams and someone for the midfield, but maybe a third one. Who it is, we don't know. Maybe Jeremy Frimpong, because that's someone that Hansi Flick has requested. Again, we don't know, but just know that Deco and Flick met today to discuss the planning for the upcoming season, or the squad planning for the upcoming season. Of course, not only signings were discussed, other things like, what players will be called up from the academy, what players should be offloaded, etc. So important meeting. Not a lot of details yet, but I'm sure more details will be leaked in the upcoming days. So stay tuned to the channel. Now, more on the news about Flick, because he has already planned the initial phase of the preseason. As you know, July 10th, which is Wednesday, is when the preseason will officially kick off. Of course, not a lot of players will be available because some are still playing the Copa America, some are still playing in the Euros. And even those who got eliminated, they get a 3-week vacation. So some of them are still on vacation. But on July 10th, the preseason will kick off. The players who are available will report to the Ciudad Esportiva, will undergo medical exams. And after that, hectic schedule. Hansi Flick is not joking. He's not playing around. We know how much he emphasizes conditioning and strength training, and as such, the first week will be very busy for the players. They will train twice on Wednesday after undergoing the medical exams. They will train twice on Thursday. They will train twice on Friday. They're only going to have one session on Saturday, and then again, double session on Sunday. So double session every day, Wednesday through Sunday, except for Saturday, one session. Because again, Flick is not playing around, people. He's here to change things. As you know, when he met with Laporta before they signed him, he produced that report that he did of his study in Barcelona. And he seriously believed that the players that Barcelona currently have are performing below what they're capable of. And he seriously believed that the team needed more conditioning. He believed that there was a big problem with the conditioning of the team. So he's starting off with a bang with double sessions every day except Saturday for this whole week. Anyways, that is the initial news. As you know, the preseason will kick off on July 30th. Barcelona will be traveling to the US, where they're going to be playing Manchester City, then Real Madrid, and then AC Milan. So we got some busy weeks up ahead, so stay tuned to the channel. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button so you can get notifications of the videos, because there's going to be a lot of news coming out of Camp Barca. Anyways, let's begin with the chat section, and then we will talk about John Laporta delivering good news about Nico Williams. All right, let's see. David Blandon says, welcome home, Mo. Hypothetical question. Let's just say we had sold Yamal to PSG for $250 million. How would you have spent the money? Great question. First of all, I would never sell him, but let's say we do. We get that 250. I would definitely sign Nico Williams. Then I would reinforce the midfield, whoever it might be, Kimmich, Onana, Merino, Joao Neves, any of those. Of course, Flick would have the same. I would prefer someone younger, like Neves, maybe even Onana, even though I don't really like defensive midfielders for Barcelona, but I would prefer someone younger rather than spend big money on someone like Kimmich, who's 30 years old and who's toward the end of his career. So that pretty much covers about, Nico Williams would be 58 million, a midfielder, let's say 50 million, that's 108. You still have the other 100 and whatever. As far as that, I think I would look to keep that money, because we don't want to arrive next summer or somehow short on the budget, or we need some more space on the wage bill, whatever. I would rather keep it and then just work with the players that we have. That's my opinion. I'm curious to hear what you guys think. How would you guys spend $250 million? Let me know. And we have the first donation of the live stream. My man, the Angry Sparky. Thank you, my friend, for supporting the channel and for your donation. But the Angry Sparky says, John Laporta was quoted on OneFootball saying we can already afford the $53 million release clause for Nico Williams. Is there any truth here, or is Laporta being overly optimistic yet again? I'm not going to answer that question yet, because that's the next segment. So I don't want to get ahead of myself. But don't worry. I will answer the question as soon as we address that. And thank you for your donation again. Let's see. Some random MF says, wait, I have heard that Araujo wants the same wages that other big clubs are offering him to stay at Barca. Is this true? And if it is, get him out of the club. He has been in way too much drama lately. Not that I'm aware of. I'm not aware of any sources saying, or at least reliable sources or close sources to the club, they are saying that that's what Araujo wants, that he wants wages as high as the ones he's being offered. What I do know is that Araujo is not impressed with the wages that Barcelona have offered him as part of his renewal. Because when he renewed last time, he agreed to take a lower salary since Barcelona didn't have money. And in exchange, Barcelona promised him that they would increase his salary the next time he renews. Now, Barcelona have done that. They've sent him a renewal offer with a much higher salary. However, it's reported that Araujo is not happy with what they've offered him. So he would like a higher salary than what Barcelona are offering him. But I haven't heard anything about Araujo wanting a salary as high as what Bayern Munich are offering him. Because remember, it was Bayern and Manchester who were after him. Manchester have already pulled out of the race. They want to go after De Ligt. So it's only Bayern who are still after Araujo. I haven't heard anything about Araujo demanding the same salary as Bayern are offering him, because there's no way that Barcelona could afford it. And I'm pretty sure the player knows that, unless obviously the player decides that he wants to leave, and that could be a tactic to push, to force his exit, where he could say, offer me what Bayern is offering, knowing that they can't. And that way, it looks like, oh, I wanted to stay, but I left because the salary wasn't good enough. I haven't heard any of that, but I do know that Araujo is not too happy with the salary that Barcelona did offer him. All right, let's see what else. Homani says, hi, Mo. If Barca complete the signing of Nico Williams and get a good DM this summer, who would be the luxury signing you make in 2025? For me, it would be Julian Alvarez. I would love Julian Alvarez. But I don't think Barcelona would still be financially capable of signing him in 2025. Because remember, the stadium is going to open at the end of the year. That's going to help Barcelona a lot. But still, the stadium is only going to be at 60% capacity. So we still cannot afford next summer to go drop, 100, 120 million, however Barcelona or however Manchester City are going to want to ask for Julian, because Julian just renewed until 2028. He's an important player for Pep Guardiola, and there's no way Manchester City are going to let him go for chump change. They're going to want a big price, 90, 100, 120, something around there. And Barcelona are still not going to be in that position next summer. Obviously, Barcelona are going to be in a much better financial situation next summer, but not to the point where they can drop 100, 120 for Julian Araujo. Now, let's say that Julian Alvarez, sorry. Let's say that Barcelona do have money. They're shitting money. Money's growing on trees at the Camp Nou, and they do have money. I would rather spend it on someone like, don't get me wrong, I would love Julian Araujo, but I would like to spend it more on someone like Wirtz. I think someone like Wirtz in the midfield with Lamine and Nico on the wings. I think I'd be happy with that. But don't get me wrong, Julian Araujo would be an amazing signing. All right, let's get back to the news, since I did mention Nico Williams, because Joan Laporta has delivered good news in regards to the pursuit of the Athletic Club de Bilbao attacker. Now, we know for quite some time now that Barcelona have been interested in signing Nico Williams for the left wing. Barcelona need to reinforce the left wing. That's one of the major problems that Hansi Flick highlighted in his report before he was signed as a coach, that they would needed someone for the left wing, because there is no left winger on Barcelona. Joao Felix played in that position. He's not really a left winger. He's more of a second striker. Raphinha played in that position. He's more of a right winger. Even Fermin Lopez played in that position, and he's a midfielder. So Hansi Flick highlighted the big problem that is the left wing, and Barcelona consider Nico Williams as the #1 priority. And I've been repeating this over and over again. It's Nico Williams, Nico Williams. I keep seeing all these reports. It's Luis Diaz. It's I don't know who. It's what's that guy from Liverpool? Well, Luis Diaz plays there too, but the other Uruguayan guy. Anyways, why am I blanking? Darwin Nunez and and I kept saying, no, guys, it's Nico Williams. Well, this has been officially confirmed by the Barcelona president himself, Joan Laporta, which confirms something, and not to pat myself on the back. I only give you the most reliable news, or at least I try to give you the most reliable news. I'm not here to give you clickbaits. I'm not here to tell you Barcelona are going to sign Haaland tomorrow, like some media outlets are trying to do just to get clicks. I'm only here to give you the most reliable news that I can find. And Laporta has confirmed something I've been saying for months, that Barcelona want Nico Williams. Now, in order to sign Nico Williams, the first step is that Barcelona need to fix their financial fair play. Right now, Barcelona are over their wage limit. Right now, Barcelona are not under the 1-to-1 rule. They need to clear space on the wage bill, and they need to achieve the 1-to-1. How are Barcelona going to do that? By closing the Nike deal and by closing the Barca Vision deal, which Barcelona are very close to finalizing the two. And again, as I've been saying, this will happen. And today was confirmed by Joan Laporta. Oh, I don't know why I took that off the screen. But today was confirmed by Joan Laporta, who said the following: there will be good news on a sporting level. We will announce things soon. Soon we will be able to announce the operations we have worked on. Soon we will return to the normality of fair play. So Laporta confirming that Barcelona are set to go back to the financial fair play, the 1-to-1 rule, and also that they will be able to announce the signings that they've been working on. As we know, the Nike deal is mostly done. The only thing Barcelona need to do is resolve the lawsuit, because there's currently a lawsuit that Barcelona filed when they told Nike that they were going to end the contract. They need to resolve that. It's expected to be resolved this week. Once that case goes away, Barcelona will put pen to paper. The Nike deal will be done. That's how we're going to reach the financial, the 1-to-1 rule. We also have the Barca Vision rule, deal, where Spotify, through an American investor, are going to buy the portion of Barca Vision that was owned by Libero, which Libero did not pay for. That's another way we're going to achieve the 1-to-1. Laporta confirming it himself, which is very important, because without this, we can't sign Nico Williams. We can't sign his little brother. We can't sign anyone. So that's a very step. But then John Laporta in the same interview was asked about Nico. Is it true? Barcelona are interested. The Barcelona want to sign him. And this is what Laporta had to say. Obviously, I like him, and I like him a lot. But here we have to let those who have the responsibility work. And Deco is working to make the additions that have been discussed with Flick, and I hope to have good news. So Laporta pretty much saying that he does like Nico Williams, but kind of, putting the responsibility on Deco, saying, we have to let him work. He's going to work on the signings that he has discussed with Flick. And while we know what signings has Flick discussed with Deco, the signing of Nico Williams, because as I've said a million times before, he is the number one option. It's not Luis Diaz, it's not Darwin Nunez, it's not Leao, it's not Kvaratskhelia, it's Nico Williams. And finally, and this is where the good news comes in case you didn't think everything I just said is good news. Laporta was asked, okay, that's cool, you're going to reach the 1-to-1, you like Nico Williams, but can you afford him? And this is what the Barcelona president had to say. Today, yes, we can afford to sign Nico Williams. It is the result of the work that has been done over the years to get to this point. We could afford a signing of his level. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Laporta confirming that A, we will reach the 1-to-1 rule. B, Barcelona are interested in Nico Williams. And C, that Barcelona can afford the signing of Nico Williams. So to all the haters out there, to all the Madridistas, to all the other haters, they're constantly like, oh, Barcelona cannot even afford a chocolate bar. Ha, ha, ha. You can't sign anyone. There we go, folks. Now, Laporta did discuss other topics too. He did announce that Hansi Flick will be officially presented during the preseason tour. This is something, again, I told you like weeks ago, not months ago. No, it was like last month, I think, when it was first discussed that Hansi Flick will be the next coach. Told you that Hansi Flick did not want to be officially presented until much later because A, he wanted to, continue studying Spanish so he can answer the reporters' questions. He also wanted to arrive at the club, get to know the club more, get to know the squad more, because again, he wanted to be prepared. He didn't want to just go up there and be like, question, blah, blah, blah. Well, I don't know. I just got here, right? He didn't want that. He wanted to be prepared. So he didn't want to be presented until later. Laporta confirming that. Again, I only try to bring in the most verified news. Laporta confirming that Hansi Flick will be presented during the U.S. tour, official presentation of the German coach. And he also discussed about, how it sucks to start the preseason with so many injuries. We know Pedri got injured with Spain. We know Araujo got injured with Uruguay. We have Balde and Frankie who look like they're not going to be ready. Gavi who's not going to coming back until mid-season. So amongst the other things that Laporta discussed. Anyways, let's get back to the chat section and let's see what you guys think about this good news. Let's fucking go. Anthony says there's no midfielder in the world that would enhance and elevate Barcelona to become the best unless it's Rodri. Nico instantly makes Barca better and makes culés happy to support and watch. I don't think that's necessarily true. Would Rodri enhance Barcelona? Absolutely. I think right now he is the best pivot center midfielder, whatever the hell you want to call him. But is he the only one who can? No. I mean, sure, Messi would be the one who could enhance Barcelona the most if he played for us. But that doesn't mean that because Messi can't come, that's it. It's over. We can't sign anyone. We suck. We're going to lose for the next 20 years. There's still other options. All right, let's see. Siabonga says, finally, I catch you live. Please, Mo, stop explaining why you are late or if you're out of town. DSK from South Africa, you explained it so many times that you are home. Oh, my friend, you assume that everybody who watches a video is watching it every day. And that's not true. Not everybody watches the videos every day. Plus, there's new subscribers every day who are watching a video for the first time. So I have to explain it to them. So if you don't like it, there's a little circle at the bottom. You can click on it. Fast forward. Problem solved. All right, let's see what else. Tony says, I'm sorry I might be a little off, but I see a couple of comments of people saying Julian Alvarez, why? Bro's been invisible. I think the problem with Julian Alvarez is that he shouldn't have renewed with Manchester City because as long as Haaland is there, I don't think Julian is going to be, he's ever going to be the star. I think he should have stayed with his contract. I think it expired in 2026 originally. It was extended to 2028. But I wouldn't say that Julian, is a bad player. Sure, he might not be shining this past few matches with Argentina. Neither has Messi. Neither has Ronaldo with Portugal. It doesn't mean that these are bad players. Simply players that have ups and downs. But you cannot deny what Julian did with Manchester City last season. You cannot deny what Julian did with Argentina in the World Cup. So, Alex says, Mo, any news about Thiago Alcantara coming to Barcelona to join Flicks? I do have news about that. That's going to be in the video today. I would have included in the podcast, but the podcast would have been 2 hours long. There's a lot of news coming out of Camp Barca. So stay tuned for the video, my friend. All right, let's see. Fireboy says, Mo is back at it again with the good news. Keep giving us good news in the future, legend. Yes. I hope I can always give, like I've always said, I love to be the bearer of good news. Unfortunately, it's not always good news, but when it is good news, I'm very happy to give it to tell you guys about it. I was going to say to give it to you, but that just sounds dirty. But anyways. And Arnold says, hi, Mo. Glad to see you back at your YouTube studio. Thanks for all the good work you did to keep us updated about our lovely club while you were on vacation. We really do appreciate it. And thank you, my friend. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your comment. Thank you, all of you, for supporting the channel. If it wasn't for you, I'll be just some crazy guy yelling at my camera. So I do this for you guys. You guys are the ones who keep me going. So thank you for all the support, the immense support that I always get from you. You guys are by far the best YouTube community. So thank you again from the bottom of my heart. And with that, let's get back to the news, because more good news. As I said, I do like to be the bearer of good news. And the good news is, ladies and gentlemen, Barcelona have finalized the agreement to sign Mamadou Mbacke. Give me some applauses. The 21-year-old Senegalese center back will officially become a Barcelona player. The agreement has been reached. The only thing left is to put pen to paper. Now, Mamadou Mbacke arrived last season on loan from Los Angeles FC from the MLS. He had an incredible season with Barca Athletic. Him and Mika Faye had an incredible pairing in a defensive line. They were pretty much unstoppable. And then Barcelona wanted to activate his option to buy, which was worth 6 million euros. But then Mamadou Mbacke had a serious injury that ended his season. And it seemed that Barcelona were not going to sign him since he had gotten injured. But again, given his great performance, Barcelona decided to proceed with the signing, but they were smart about it. They said, okay, let's not activate the option to buy. Let's instead try to negotiate a lower price with Los Angeles FC, while at the same by leveraging his injury, which pretty much was PSV Eindhoven did with Dest, right? Dest had a 10 million euro option to buy. PSV wanted to activate it. Dest gets injured. PSV say, things are going to have to change here. He ends up leaving for free, but with Barcelona retaining a percentage of any future sale. So this is what Barcelona did, the same with Mamadou Mbacke. For people who say Barcelona cannot negotiate, they suck. His option to buy was worth 4 million, and Barcelona will be signing him for 2 million. So half of what the option to buy, with Los Angeles FC retaining a percentage of a future sale. We don't know what that percentage is. I'm sure it will eventually get leaked to the media, but just know that Mamadou Mbacke will become a Barcelona player pretty soon as pen to paper agreement signed, whatever. But the agreement is done. All the terms have been agreed to with the player, with Los Angeles FC. The only thing missing is the official signing of the contract. Now, Mamadou Mbacke most likely is going to be a Barca Athletic player. Well, not most likely, but 99.99% sure that he will become a Barca Athletic player. Of course, Barcelona were hoping to sign Jordi Mokio for Barca Athletic, but he ended up deciding to go to Ajax for more money. Then we have Mika Faye, who Flick wants to promote to the first team, but at the same time, he wants to guarantee a minute, so he might leave. Maybe he doesn't, blah, blah, blah. So pretty much Barca Athletic are going to be left with no center backs. So Mamadou Mbacke will be signed for Barca Athletic. Plus, there's the fact that the first team have 1 million center backs. So Mamadou Mbacke will for sure be a Barca Athletic player. But given his potential, given his talent, who knows? We might see him in the first team pretty soon. But great news on that front. Mamadou Mbacke will become a culé. All right, let's get back to the chat section. And then we will talk about Raphinha. Let's see. Oh, wait, already read that. All right, let's see. Breakthrough says, I have been watching your Afterlife videos, but today I'm right in. I really like how you present your opinion or news. Thank you so much, Barcelona for Life. No, thank you, my friend. Thank you for watching, and thank you for your comment. And I'm glad you were able to catch the podcast live. I hope you can join more podcasts live, because I love the podcast live, because, again, I get to interact with you lovely people. It's not the same as videos where, I just talk to the camera and then read your comments later. I'd much rather do it live. I feel like I'm there. Like we're all just sitting in a big living room, eating, drinking, and just talking about football. Tony says, I think Raphinha should stay as a substitute for Nico and Lamine. Only way he stays in Barcelona. I mean, if he stays, he will definitely going to be a substitute for Lamine and Nico, because he's not good enough to take the position, the spot of any of those two players. My only problem with that is that Raphinha costs 60 million, plus his salary is up there. Can't remember top of my head. I think it's 12 million. And that's a lot of money for a sub. You need subs. Of course you do. But you don't spend 60 million on a sub. You spend 60 million on a starter, on someone who's going to make a difference, someone who's going to elevate the level of the squad, not on someone who's going to sit on a bench and be benched by two teenagers. Well, Nico Williams is 20. I guess he's not a teenager. But, by two much younger players who are still developing. All right, let's see. Sean says, hey Mo, I'm a huge fan of Ronald Araujo, but he's really injury prone. I think if we can, Barca should sell him along with Frankie de Jong, re-sign Roberto. I was already in disagreement about selling Araujo. I can buy the sell of Frankie. I think he hasn't lived up to his potential, and his salary is incredibly high. But re-sign Roberto. That's when you lost me, my friend. That's when you lost me. But in all seriousness, I wouldn't sell Araujo. I mean, yes, he gets injured, but cannot deny the fact that he's one of the best defenders in Europe. And I think his sale would be a big loss to the club. Unless he wants to leave, of course. And by all means, sell him. Make the money. Evan says, hello, Mo. Welcome back. I just want to ask, do you see the people that regularly watch your videos after live? Because I live in Sweden and I always wake up early at 6, so I always miss your live podcast. Wow. Thank you so much for waking up early to watch, I guess, the podcast when it ends, if I'm getting your hint. But what do you mean, do you see the people that regularly... Oh, okay, yeah. I do. I mean, yes. I do notice the people who are regularly watching. For example, one of them is Klaus, my man Klaus. My man Klaus never misses a single live stream. But yes, I am aware of the people who watch. And again, I'm thankful to all of you for always supporting the channel. And let's do one more comment, and then we'll get back to the news. And then that was the last bit of news after that. So we'll do a lot more comments, I promise. Elias says, Frimpong is not good in defense. I'd rather have a right back like Kunde, who is good in defense, than an attacking right back who can't defend. Example, Dest Semedo. Good point. But Flick's scheme, he does use his fullbacks a lot. So he prefers attacking fullbacks that can go up and contribute. Because the way Flick likes to attack, he likes to oversaturate the opponent's third. Not even half, third. He likes to just saturate. He likes to attack with the wingers. He likes to attack with the fullbacks. He likes his midfielders up high. I mean, he likes to oversaturate that. And yes, that leaves you exposed because you only have two center backs left in the back to defend. But that's why he also uses the high press, or as soon as you lose the ball, try to recover it immediately in the third, because not only is that advantageous offensively because you get the ball back and you're already in the opponent's third, so you can right away, the goal is right there, you can just score. But he also does it because if you lose the ball, you got to recover it immediately. Otherwise, you're completely left exposed because all your players are attacking. You only have two center backs left, and most likely they're going to be beat if you're attacked. So it is a good point, but Flick, he likes attacking players. He likes attacking midfielders. He likes attacking fullbacks. He likes everybody to attack. He likes even the water boy to jump in and attack. He wants everybody attacking, everybody in the final third. All right, let's do the last bit of news and then we'll do more comments. I promise. But let's talk about Raphinha, because the Saudis are all in. The Saudis are not giving up. The Saudis made offers for Raphinha during the last second half of the season, in the spring. He rejected him. There were some talks about approaching him again towards the end of the season, beginning of the summer. He rejected them, but they're not taking no for an answer. The Saudis want Raphinha. So much so that they are willing to offer Barcelona a deal as high as 100 million euros, which would be between fixed and variables. Fixed, they're saying 70, 80 million. Once you add the variables, we're talking about 100 million euro package that the Saudis are willing to offer Barcelona, and they're willing to offer Raphinha double the salary that he's currently receiving at Barcelona. Now, they're saying that the Saudis are planning to get Neymar involved. We know Neymar plays for Al Hilal, and they're saying he's going to get involved in trying to convince Raphinha to make the move to Saudi. That's how much they're betting on him. Now, there's a big section within Barcelona who are in favor of selling Raphinha, because for 100 million euros, that would completely solve Barcelona's signing problem. With 100 million, you can sign Nico and you can sign a midfielder. Right there, you're done. All the money from Nike would be just a surplus. Would be either to sell another, Frimpong, for example, or if you want, you can invest it. You can, spend it on hookers and cocaine, whatever you want. But if you sell Raphinha, his sale alone to Saudi would get Barcelona the signings that they need for the summer. Everything else would be a surplus. So that's why there's a big portion of the Barcelona board who are in agreement to sell him. What's the problem? Raphinha is hell-bent on staying. He wants to stay in Barca. He does not want to leave. So, given that a big portion of Barcelona want to sell him, Barcelona would hugely benefit from selling him to the Saudis. Barcelona have now 50 days, because that's when the summer transfer market will end, to try to convince the Brazilian to leave, because again, with his sale alone, we can sign Nico and a midfielder. I am curious to hear what you guys' thoughts are. Let me know in the chat section. Would you sell Raphinha for 100 mil or not? And if you're watching this when it ends, let me know in the comment section. All right, let's do more comments. That was all the news for the podcast. We're going to do a few more comments. Then we'll end the podcast. Then I'm going to film a video because there's more news. I'll upload it, and then I'm going to go to sleep because I'm exhausted. All right, let's see. Klaus says, I would buy Nico and Neves. All right. So for 250, Klaus would buy Nico and Neves. Not bad signings at all. Ross says, Mo, what's good? How can we sign the Portuguese guy Neves, the young center midfielder? I heard the hell expensive. There was a rumor. He is, but I guess that's where Jorge Mendes would come in, where he would try to negotiate a good deal with Benfica so they can sell him to Barcelona. But of course, in exchange, he would want a big favor. Maybe for Barcelona to sign Joao. Maybe, I don't know. Jorge Mendes does not work for free. If that guy helps you with something, he's going to expect something else in return. But again, that's what he wants to do. This doesn't mean that Barcelona are going to bite. That's just what Mendes is going to try to do for his player, to try to bring him to Barcelona, and in exchange, he's going to want something from Barcelona. SA says that Maxi Araujo is Raphinha 2.0, but better. But still, anyhow, should we get him? He has a Barca aura, to be honest. Maxi Araujo is just kind of like an option B, maybe even C, if Barcelona cannot sign Nico Williams. So that's just like if. But for now, top priority, Nico Williams. He's even a higher priority than the midfield. Flick has told Barcelona, if you only have enough money to make one big signing, sign Nico. I'll figure out the midfield. Nico Williams is the number one priority, even over the midfield. All right, let's see. Dream MV says Van de Ven from Spurs is amazing center back. The problem is we have plenty of center backs. Well, that's not a problem. That's a good thing. And Luke says there's no need on big money signing. Just find some young bargains instead. Barcelona are also working on that. They're always working on. But the problem with young bargains, I mean, it's not a problem. It's good to sign young bargains. I'm always for it because you don't lose, right? If they work out, great. You just got a star for very little. Jackpot. If they don't work out, who cares? You didn't spend anything. right? Versus spending 100 and what was it, 30 million for Dembele, and he didn't work out, and now you're stuck with a huge debt, right? So I'm always for signing young bargains, but you cannot only sign young bargains. You also have to sign experienced players, because when you only sign young bargains, what you have is a squad with no experience. And a squad with no experience, no matter how talented they are, they're going to struggle. So you need a balance. Yes, you need youngins, but you also need veterans. And you also need players in the middle, those in their prime, right? You want young players like Gavi, like Lamine, like Pedri, like Nico, but you also need veterans like Gundogan, right? For example, people who have experience, who know how to be leaders. And then you need people in the middle, people in their prime, right? Like Christensen, for example, who have a mix of both. They still have the energy of a youngin, but with some experience as a veteran. Not as much, but more than a youngin, right? All right, let's see. The Angry Sparky says, incidentally, Mo, this was the final game change I was telling you about. My trade, I'm an electrician. This is truly me. If I change again, I'll owe you a $50 donation. I'm a man of my word. Well, thank you, my friend. I believe you. I'll believe you that this will be... Actually, no. I have a feeling you're going to change it again. But I didn't know you were an electrician. That's pretty cool, man. Thank you for your work. Let's see. What else? Not the Gamer says, are there any players we have signed for the academy? Besides the ones I've already announced, not that I can remember. But if there's more, I will definitely let you know. Fireboy says, Madrid is finally going to see that money. Can't win matches soon. I hope so. I hope so. Maybe we'll have another PSG on our hand, but this time in La Liga. And Mohammed says, hey Mo, I'm Mustafa Awudu Mohammed from Ghana. I'm watching your live for the first time. Good job, bro. Keep it up. Barca the best. God bless Barca FC. Hey, man, my friend. God bless Barca. Thank you for watching the live stream for the first time. I hope that you can catch the live stream more often. And Zach says, hey, Mo, what do you think of Riccardo Calafiori of Bologna? He should be a great replacement for Araujo, cheaper and maybe even better in the long run. Watch him from Algeria. It looks like Calafiori is going to Arsenal. So I don't know what the chances would be of Barcelona signing. Plus, Barcelona are not in the market for center backs. But it looks like Calafiori is going to Arsenal. Arteta is very interested in him. Looks like Chelsea are interested in him, but that's not really news. Chelsea are interested with anyone with a pulse. So if any of you play football in the chat section, give Chelsea a call. They might sign you too. You never know. If Alana says, Mo, you always keep my comment. I can't wait to see Flick work. I don't do it on purpose, my friend. There's so many comments. I just pick them randomly. I try to, cover as much possible, but time is our enemy. And so it says, Laporta announced that we could sign Nico this summer. What's your opinion, Mo? I just covered this at the beginning of the podcast. I don't want to be repetitive for time's sake, but you can definitely go back and watch it once the live stream ends. And Emery says, hello, Mo. I wish Barcelona can keep Fai and forget about registering Inigo Martinez. Look, I told you my opinion about Fai yesterday. I have no doubt that he's an incredibly talented center back. I have no doubt that he's going to be a star. But if he keeps going with his shenanigans of you got to guarantee me minutes, there's the door. This is FC Barcelona. You don't get to demand minutes. You earn your minutes. You work hard. You prove that you're worth those minutes, and you earn those minutes. You don't get your agent to call the club to ask for minutes like it's some kind of charitable organization like, please, let me have some minutes. It's not how it works. Look at Vitor Roque. He couldn't get minutes under Xavi. What did he do? He saw Flick come in. He hired his own personal trainers. He cut his vacation short, and he's been training at the Ciudad Esportiva by himself with his own trainers that he's paying out of his own pocket. He could have just went on vacation, been at the beach, chilling, called his agent. Hey, agent, tell Barcelona to give me minutes or I'm leaving. But he didn't do that. He cut his vacation short. He came back. He's working hard. He might work out. He might not. But at least he's trying. So that's how you do it. All right, let's see what else. Unati says, yes, it will be ideal selling Raphinha, Mo, because we will be able to sign the best players we need. Hopefully he can leave. I think it would be ideal too. I don't think he's Barca level. And if we can make enough to sign Nico and someone else, I'm all for it. And Larry says, hey, Mo, when you say that Barca's preseason starts on July 10th, does that mean our first match or first training or Hansi Flick? First training. Wednesday, July 10th, the players will report to medical testing. After that, they're going to have a double session. So training, not matches. Matches start on July 30th, which is when I think Manchester City is the first match, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. What else? One more, and then we will end this. But Emmanuel says, Mo, my name is Emmanuel, a.k.a. FCB, texting you from Freetown, Sierra Leone. I love the way that you present. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for your comment, and thank you for tuning in. And with that, we will wrap up the podcast. Thank you, guys, a million times. Thank you for your support, your unconditional support, for your donations, your comments, your likes, your subscriptions. I'm going to be doing another video. I'm going to be filming it right now, uploading it. Then I'm going to sleep. I'm exhausted. But anyways, thank you guys. Again, a million times thank you. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. And as always, Visca Barça.